The book of Acts is full of women of service and women of hospitality, but things really start to get interesting when the early church began to appoint women of leadership, which was very rare for the time and is still comparatively rare today. Let's read of two instances of women in Acts teaching and preaching, which previously was a role reserved for the men. Meanwhile, a Jew named Apollos, a native of Alexandria, came to Ephesus. He was a learned man with a thorough knowledge of the Scriptures. He had been instructed in the way of the Lord, and he spoke with great fervor and taught about Jesus accurately, though he knew only the baptism of John. He began to speak boldly in the synagogue. When Priscilla and Aquila heard him, they invited him to their home and explained to him the way of God more adequately. Acts 18:24-26. Priscilla, alongside her husband Aquila, taught the truth to this man. Priscilla was no silent housewife. She taught. She shared her wisdom with this learned man. Another instance we read of is in Acts 21. Leaving the next day, we reached Caesarea and stayed at the house of Philip the evangelist, one of the 7. He had 4 unmarried daughters who prophesied. Acts 21, verse 8-9. So they received messages from God and preached them. That's what New Testament prophecy is. Now, I can already picture some of you getting uncomfortable here. What about the times where Paul instructs women to be silent in the churches? In a few of his letters, he talks like this, and this is where most churches who don't allow women preachers lean. Essentially, you can look at it two ways. Either Paul's words in his letters are the rule, and these were simply specific situations where the rule didn't quite apply in Acts. Or this was the normal pattern in Acts, and Paul was talking about specific situations in his letters. Now, churches like mine take the second approach. We believe that Paul was speaking about situations where specific women were causing trouble with their interrupting in church services or chattering away when the church was trying to concentrate. And so he said to those specific churches, have the women stay quiet, because here it's clear that women could preach and teach alongside the men. In our church, we have male and female ministers. In fact, Carla Sundberg is one of our general superintendents, the highest office in the Church of the Nazarene, and she's a wonderful leader and preacher, a Priscilla in her own right. I'm grateful to be part of a church that doesn't limit our gifted and spirit-filled women. But friends, teaching others the truth of Jesus and leading them in the way of Christ is a job for all of us. You are a leader in some way. Sure, there are others who are leading you, but there are others who are looking up to you. In your home, your workplace, your community, are you leading the way, pointing to Christ with authority and grace? You don't have to preach in church to do this. Perhaps it's time you stand up and lead your family for Christ, praying and reading scripture in the home, creating space, serving and taking the initiative to do it. Perhaps it's time to start that ministry, that group, that initiative, and lead from the front. Maybe it's time for you to take your place as a Priscilla of sorts. Don't sit back and wait for somebody else to lead when God has called you and equipped you to lead in His name.